I'll be real with y'all. I really did not want to do this video, even during this day. Like, literally, I'm just trying to, like, have a chill day right now. And it's like, can't always have what we want at this point. Like, literally, when I first saw this response, I was just gonna type a whole ass paragraph, sentence, message. But, you know, YouTube, with their response on posts and sometimes even comments are limited, especially in the description. I could just reply under the post, but that's just gonna take a long ass time, and I don't even feel like typing, let alone if they're even gonna read it at this point. So you're basically confused of what I mean. So basically 5 hours ago, Brent made this response to the video I made. So if you don't know what video I'm talking about, I made the why the GMC ended full discussion. I made that video about like probably 8 days ago now. If you guys don't know what all that stuff is all about, you have to go watch those videos. Now, here we are today. I was just getting up in the morning, about to take my shower. Then I saw a YouTube notification, and basically this is what popped up. So it said I had a mention or something like that. Mention or like a response, some like comment from Brent on the video I made. So if you don't know who Brent is, Brent, he was a friend of Tommy's, and I don't know Brent all like that, but I kind of got to know of him, especially like with his experience in the well, I wouldn't say like in the group, but like in our community, in the community server. So basically he was like also in the that one video that we did, the Roblox death penalty, and he even made a thumbnail for us at one point. And he was in like a bunch of other activities too, especially in the server. And then, of course, he left for this reason in particular. And then now I got a response from him. And this is from the video that I made. Basically, he said in his response, and I also like got this on my screen too, so you might like see me like look in different ways. So I'm just gonna like read the response. I'm going to go full. Okay, so basically he's just about to go full moist critical mode to talk about the channel I once collaborated with last year. Remember when I made a post saying something positive about it and about my soul friend? Well, I'm taking it back after knowing what's been going on with Tommy, a former GMC member and soul friend. It makes me sick to see my friends get treated like shit just because they did nothing wrong. They had no right to involve him in situations that he didn't do wrong. Okay, buddy. What do the admins do to fix this problem? Let it happen as Tommy breaks the last straw and leave the GMC Discord server numerous times. But I'm gonna get into more of that later, and about the admin thing. Like, why can't you guys just make the server a better place for all people alike? What do you think I've been trying to do for 3 years, my guy? What's wrong with kicking or banning the people that treated others negatively in there? Because that's what I would have done to those who affected Tommy negatively. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna just say it because I have a lot of things to say about that one. Oh, and Tristan, the co-founder of GMC, is reading this. You had no reason to unfriend and block Tommy on Discord after you put both the GMC Discord server and the channel out of business. You also understand his pain when he was about to snap from what's been affecting him before he left. But that doesn't mean you could call him an acquaintance, quote unquote acquaintance, and not a friend. Like, bro, he's been a part of the family longer than me knowing he was when I first met him on Twitter. I have nothing to say besides rest in peace, GMC, and hope the former members get the peace and respect they deserve for once. Damn, so I don't get the peace or respect like I deserve for once? Maybe they'll come back under positive circumstances. Who knows? And this was, in this picture it says 5 hours, but on my YouTube screen it's now been 6 hours. So now I have a lot to say about this. Just like, after reading this over and over, it's like, bro, we've already had this whole ass discussion. And may I remind you, the last discussion on call. Well, technically we had two discussions. One was about everything that was going on, and two was just about like ending the whole thing and then just moving on from there. Now that we're finally moved on, the group's over with, okay, everything's done, right? And it seems things were kind of getting better, at least for some people. Some are just doing their own thing. I don't know what, but... And then it's like, now we're still back on this topic after I literally said, like, this was going to be the final discussion. The video I made was going to be the final discussion that I was going to talk about the group, and then that was it from there. But clearly, we're still back on this topic, even though we shouldn't be. But now I gotta clarify more things, and then have to go over this whole post. Now I did break this post up a bit. I broke like some certain words because of some things I want to go over with. What is even the? There's no point of even arguing about this anymore. But now it's just gonna piss me off. It's like the things that I've read in this post. It's like, holy shit. It's like, I'm just questioning right now, did he even watch the video? Did he even read the Google Doc? Or hell, did he even listen to everything I was saying? Like, did we even watch the same video, Brent? Let's just go over this post, because, like, honestly, at this point, oh my gosh. Because, like, I'm honestly so done with this shit. So, yeah, let's get over it. So, yeah.
Bro, this is literally like a... Oh.
Like...
This is literally just like politics, bro.
It's like, what the fuck?
Guys, so who brainwashed you and told you that stuff? We clearly acknowledge that in the stuff we said at the end.
Okay.
No?
Because clearly, I don't even know if Brent even watched the full video, nor did he even listen or even read the damn document I made in the description. I highly doubt he did either three. And since he reposted the video, he would know the whole thing if he was actually listening, especially from my perspective, and just like the experience in general. Now, I did break some of the stuff he said down to certain topics that I want to go over, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's break this down. So first and foremost, ignoring the freaking moist critical thing, okay. So he basically says in the first part, remember when I made a post saying something positive about it and about my old friend? So, okay. So he's obviously referring to Tommy, and I'm assuming it's a post he made on his Twitter or on something about the group, even though he also called the GMC cringe and all that shit, but okay. I mean, you hardly even been in here, but it's okay. But I ain't got nothing to say much for that one. Then he says, well, I'm taking it back after knowing what's been going on with Tommy, a former GMC member and a soul friend. Are you sure you really know what's been going on? Because, I mean, if you've been in the server and the VCs longer than everyone else has, or when we were there, it's like, you would probably see more context of what's happened. Because it's like you're just getting one person's side and then not seeing what's going on by other people and their experience, or just what's been happening in general. And it's like,
yeah, because I feel like he only heard it from one person's view, and that view was biased.
I mean, I'm not surprised, because I mean, if we're gonna be like, because not to mention, because people always in the group that we're always saying something like a certain way for others, like the way they want them to hear it, and then that's how it's like people have been very one-sided, or at least some of the people. That's also what I've been talking about in my video. And if he were actually watching, I'm pretty sure he would have known that. And not to mention, you've kind of had drama before, like some issues with Tommy, and then you brought it up to Ernie, and then it's like y'all had that discussion. It's like you and Tommy had your fair share of issues. Sure, maybe you might have worked it out, but it's like, dude, now all of a sudden you want to take everything back even after what's happened, and then it's like you're gonna repost my thing and then just look at it from one person's view and then just say all this, make all these claims. Actually, matter of fact, let's go on to the next one. So he says in the next part, it makes me sick to see my friends get treated like shit just because they did nothing wrong. They had no right to involve him in situations that he didn't do wrong. Now I'm gonna stop you right there, Brand. Now, which friends exactly? Tommy, or are you talking about everyone else that you've known in the GC? And you claim they did nothing wrong. They had no right to involve him in situations. What about the situations that he did cause? Like, bro, you've known Tommy for like what, more years than I have. And I didn't even, and look, some situations no one even blamed him for. Everyone else did their own shit, and it's like that caused like drama as well. But it's like, For some reason, it's always got to be revolved around Tommy. I don't know why that's always got to be the case, or why even people would say that. It's like, dude, it's like, if you're gonna claim like Tommy hasn't done nothing wrong in any situations, then you be damned wrong. It's like, we can go back to so much history in the VCs, the calls, etc. and shit. It's like, oh my gosh. And on top of that, Tommy literally admitted to the mistakes he's caused and did. And you mean to tell me he didn't do nothing wrong, even if he learned from it? Okay. I'm gonna come back to that one in a minute. Let's go to the next one. What do the admins do to fix this problem? Let it happen as Tommy breaks the last straw and leave the GMC Discord server. So basically he's saying the admins don't do nothing, just like everyone else's claim, like no one's really doing nothing in the server. We just let it happen. We just let the shit go out of hand, and then Tommy just, you know, he gets on the last straw, and then he just leaves the Discord server over and over again every time there's a drama situation. And it's like no one's fixing it.
So it's not our fault. It's his fault for leaving constantly. That's why we decided to stop, you know, caring that he keeps leaving.
And not to mention the amount of chances we gave him, the conversations we had, the trust we had for him, and then he's had so many times to tell his side of the story. And then it's like we did the same thing for everyone else. Now, like the times where mostly I had to ban people for the most controversial shit, and then starting stupid shit for no reason, and then it becoming like a habit, it's like the point where I did have to remove those people. And when I had Juno as co-manager, sure, he helped out build the server, but as for like trying to like stop some drama, he didn't really do as much. All he did was just like encourage and take one person's side over it. And then it's like it always happens like to me. I have to be the one to like take care of shit, because Juno didn't really do as much help to either back me up when it comes to like trying to stop drama, or let alone just like trying to take action for reasonable stuff.
My approach to dealing situations are right. Which, can you just tell me so I know if you know?
Usually you do like I know for like one, you do stage calls, and then we let everyone else have a say, and then some people would ask questions and like chat, and then we would like go over those, and then we let people hear each other out. Another one is like we create channels for those who will enjoy certain ones and some that don't. But it's like, even then, when we give all this advice and then we try to see if people can refer to us or like just want to talk or give feedback, none of them really did, because they didn't really have the trust for me. So it's like, bro, if you don't have the trust for me to like reach out or like talk or like handle something, then it's like, how are the problems going to be fixed? And sure, sometimes I'll even see those, but even then, even when I'm handling them, there'll be other times where it's like I'm also have a life outside of Discord, and I got to handle personal things too, just like everyone else does outside of Discord. But it seems like everyone just wants to take most of their problems out on Discord for like most unnecessary reasons. But okay.
Yeah.
And then this is the part where I want to connect this. So he says, like, why can't you guys just make a server a better place for all people alike? Buddy, for 3 years, I have been trying to do this. Like, literally make the server good for everybody. And every time I did, it always backfired, because people want to start arguments, get into drama, mostly when it comes to around, activities, gaming, videos, and all that shit. So it's like, what do you mean? And it's like, people don't even enjoy the server because people don't like each other's interests, personalities, or shit. It's like, okay, I can understand that part, but it's like, that don't mean you gotta like start unnecessary arguments and shit in the server, in the chat. Like, bro, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah. It's not fun when we try to resolve something, more people jump in and then make their they stand by someone and then try to like make the final decision themselves, when clearly like there's more to it than just this and that.
Exactly. But I'll also come back to that a bit later. So, and then he also says, what's wrong with kicking or banning people that treated others negatively in there? I mean, I've literally did that so many times with 4 people, even including Tommy, even though he left on his own terms, but I haven't made the decision yet. So it's like, okay, I guess he's out then. So it's like, I don't know what exactly you're talking about because you clearly haven't been in this server as long as I have. And then it's like for some people, we usually do like timeouts or like just weeks or even like month bans. Like we've literally done this, but then it's like we tried to like tone it because like the times where like there was less drama, and then it's like we tried to like give people a chance to actually communicate so we could see what's going on with everyone. But then it's like people want to act like nothing ever happened, and then some even try to play victim. As for those who are honest though and willing to admit their mistakes, it's like we give them warnings. But if they were to do it again, then it's like then we would have done more. No one else has been really causing drama ever since then. It's always had to either affect around Tommy or like even I don't know, some beef that he has either with Ernie or Yesin, but like, or even Chris at some point. But yeah, Yesin and Chris were able to resolve their problems. It's just I don't understand why some weren't willing with each other, even when one of them wants to give another person a chance or like just actually communicate to see what's going on. But then where's the honesty? Because there's clearly been no honesty. I even addressed this in my video. Okay, and then he also says like, cause that's what I would have done to those who affected Tommy negatively. Okay, so let's say this, right? So let me say it like this. So let's say Tommy, so he does all the mistakes Tommy's done, all of the things he's done wrong, and especially how he's treated other people, right? He did all that, right? And then let's say, sure, some people did treat him negatively in there. So are you gonna ban every single person who treats Tommy negatively for their wrong actions? And then it's like, are you just gonna let Tommy just slide? Like, even if he does the wrong actions, are you gonna apply the rules to everyone, or are you just gonna just side with one person only and just like banish the rest of the group, like the Fallen Angels or some shit? That's my question.
Yeah, the thing I'm more worried about is that this is like biased because he has a or not to word like that, but you know what I mean.
Well, some of us have. Well, I also have a. Some people do, but it doesn't excuse like your actions for treating people badly or like other shit.
That's what I'm hoping it isn't. But yeah, like I don't know, because I don't know why you would be biased towards him if like we have acknowledged it already.
And it's like when you look at these, what's wrong with banning people that treat others negatively in there, and then because Tommy would affect So it's like this. What's the best analogy? It's like if a school bully treated everyone harshly in the class and did all wrong actions, right? And then it's like when the class defends themselves and then possibly maybe even treat him a little harsh, it's like the principal saying he's gonna kick all the students out of his class excuse me, for like treating the bully badly and for standing up for themselves or some shit like that. Probably not like the best way to maybe not the best analogy, but you basically get what I'm trying to say. Alright, so basically, I don't know, for some reason now he has a certain bias, and then this is where he mentions me. So he says, oh, and if Tristan, co-founder of GMC. Okay, we don't gotta be too extra with it, but okay. Is reading this, you had no reason to unfriend and block Tommy on Discord after you put the GMC Discord and server and the channel out of business. You're saying this as if I'm running a damn company. Out of business? And I had no reason to unfriend and block Tommy? Did you watch my video? Did we watch the same video? Like, I literally said all the reasons why I was unfriending Tommy. We may not talk anymore. From our last discussion, I will say, like, it's important. And I'm glad that you've got to open up more about it too. Because I know there's been moments where you have opened up and told us how you felt. And then there's times where it's like you haven't said a lot, but you weren't also too honest about it either. And I'm honestly glad that you're making progress now, and I hope you're doing better mentally, emotionally, and just in generally. And despite everything you go through and the things you have to go through personally, don't ever feel like there's not people that are there for you, because even if the times you've came off at me negatively when I tried to help you and give you the best advice, and I did all I could, and maybe some others too, but there's also been certain people that have helped you as well, even if it's the same advice or something similar I've gave. Like, despite all that, like, I know deep down you are a good person, despite many issues you may have or other challenges. and like all the misunderstandings we've been through and everything. Like, I just want you to keep in mind, this is my advice for you, is to just like, be more open with yourself and be more honest with other people. Like, there's no need to, and like, I get it. Like, sometimes we all have our moments where we're upset. We don't want to talk with other people, or we may not always get along with certain others. I get that, and that's reasonable. But that's why it's also best to communicate. Because if you can communicate more, and you're as long as you're being honest and truthful about it too, and it's like you can get people to understand where you're coming from, and then people like just get people to like know your POV, and then people can also get to like express and show like their POV of like how you see things differently and how you feel this and a bunch of other things. Like, as long as you're communicating about it, then there's no reason to like get into arguments. There's no reasons for like drama or just, getting upset, even if it's activities that you've participated in and you've agreed to do, and it's like things still went wrong, or if it's like when it came to content or just chilling and just trying to have a good time. And I'm not going to put blame on you, but I do want you to acknowledge the mistakes that you have done. And I'm glad you have been doing that more now. Like in the call, how you've acknowledged like the Hasman Hotel situation, how you came off at Vasily's. And I'm glad that you've done that. And I'm glad that you're learning from your mistakes now. Like, it's good to learn, and then you also have to like make up for it and apologize, and then just communicate with that person, and then all said and done, everything will be all right, and then there's no drama. And I know that you feel like sometimes you haven't had the best of help, but I can guarantee you I've done all I could, and I've already given you all the advice I can and hoped, and you could take all of it as you will, but I've already done my part, and I'm ready to move on. Like, despite all many challenges that you have going on, probably still to this day, like, you have to learn how to get through those challenges and just to motivate yourself and just improve as a human being just in general. And if you need help sometimes, that's okay. You have people that can guide you, but some things you might have to go through alone, and then you have to figure out on your own. So like, make sure you're very open to that. Now, as for all your friends, those who care about you and help you and support you, make sure, and no matter how many friends you got, like, make sure you treat your friends equally in the same way how you want to be treated and not negatively. Even if it's like, if you don't understand humor, their personality, and everything else, it's like, don't like try to say or encourage them in a way that you dislike them for that. Well, maybe not encourage, but discourage them for that. And then don't like try to always go harsh off a person when they like are getting to like explore, getting to know one another. It's important to always get to know one another before, you get off to a bad start. So I hope that one day you could recognize that. And as long as you keep learning from your mistakes and then you're just improving on your well-being and everything, that's good. Now, I do wish you the best, Tommy. Now, even though, like I said, the moments where things haven't really got good between us, and even though we've had positive moments, yes, it still didn't really feel like a friendship between us. It just felt more like an acquaintance type thing, or just two people just spending time with the others and then just doing activities. So yeah, that's just all I have to say. But despite how at times you came off negative towards me, I'm not gonna hold anything against you, and I don't even want to come off you negatively. All I just want to say is that I wish you the best in your life, and I hope things will get better for you, and I hope whatever it is you're doing now, whatever you plan to do in your life, I wish you all the best. I want you to take care of yourself, and as for this last piece of advice I'm giving you and the rest of the advice I gave you for 3 years, like I said, take that how you will. But other than that, it was nice getting to know you, Tommy. Like, and first of all, and I want to go to this part too, where you understand his pain, and then, but that doesn't mean you call him an acquaintance and not a friend. Buddy, this was after the last conversation we had in the Discord during that one call. This was like way after. But even then, I thought about like if me and Tommy even have a friendship. Now, it's like, sure, we've had some like good moments and everything with others and like doing activities sometimes, but even then, it's like we still had our fair share of issues. And then it's like trying to like get to know him, trying to talk to him, communicate and all that, and even trying to help him out. It's like it never went positive. It just always came out negative. May I remind you, he claimed that he was getting harassed because I was helping him out and trying to like communicate with him. I'm like, was all with all his problems. So it's like, even though, yeah, me and Tommy may have had some good moments, that doesn't really mean it made like a full-on friendship between me and him. And then it's like, it felt more, and as for the acquaintance, I mean, that's really what it felt like at most times. Because like, we've only had either like cool moments, especially when it's mostly towards in a group, or like whenever we're with Juno or all that shit. But it's like me and him, it's like as friends, I mean, it never really built on because like Tommy was more closer with Juno, Liz, and them rather than me. So it's like when you meet one of your friends, is when you meet your best friend, the one you know, like this one that's close to you, when you meet their friends, it's like, sure, you might be cool with them and all, but it's like you don't really, there are just times where it's like you don't really see like a friendship between y'all, or just like building a friendship, especially if you have too many differences and it's like they treat you a certain way and all that. So, and the best analogy I can give for this one, it's like when you meet someone new, right? Especially if it's someone else's best friend, it's like an empty cup, you know? Just like, sure, you get some cool moments, you get to know each other bits here and there, show some interest, and then the cup gets somewhat filled. But then if there's times where it's like you get treated a certain way, or where it's like there's no friendship building up, and because of like certain negative moments, and then it's like they act like nothing ever happened, or they just like way too different for you, it's like the cup's really not filled, and it's like you're not really building up to like a friendship. So it's like more towards an acquaintance, or just like nothing at all, to be honest. And plus, not to mention, he was more favored over by other people in the server for like literally no reason. But it's like, it's whatever. But I'll get back on that. And then he also says like bro, he's part of the family longer than me knowing he was when I first met him on Twitter. Well, I mean, you would know him longer, but even then, you're also the same person that's been in our server, had some complaints, told me your side of the story with Tommy. Hell, even shared the story between you, Ernie, and Tommy. And then you are the same person who said, if Tommy goes down, Liz also has to go down. You wanted me to do you a favor and ban Liz for no absolute reason. Like, sure, like, maybe she did favor Tommy, or like take us being one side and all that, but it's like there's still no like actual deep reason to ban her. And the fact you wanted me to do that, like you were trying to do like some bribe or some type shit with me, and then you literally said it's either that or I called a GMC cringe, and I just respond with, just do what you gotta do then. Because like, bro, how the hell are you gonna tell me, how are you gonna favor me to ban someone for no absolute reason? And then even knowing Liz is like, she's came off negative towards me through my experience, and has been very one-sided in playing favors. And then, of course, he just ends it with, he has nothing to say besides RIP the group, and then hopefully the former members get the peace and respect. Which, okay, first and foremost, I highly guarantee you right now, and what I've noticed ever since like the group has ended, I highly guarantee you things have not been the same for each person. And may I remind you, like, you're talking to people, the ex-members in the group, that they should have peace and respect. What about me, Brent? I mean, I shared my experience, and especially how people treated me, despite the many chances, the trust I gave them and all that, and they took that for granted. I don't get peace or respect. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it really seems like they're not really putting any attention to you, and more of like the people in the server, completely forgetting that you're the one that made it. So they're just putting everything on you for removing it, even though it's mostly...
No, like, literally, I don't know why. And look, Tommy's not a bad person and all. All right, I've made that very clear. But it's like, why does like half of the members treat him like he's literally perfect when he's really not? No one in the server is perfect. Okay, so it's like, why are you trying to treat one person as if they're God, the Holy One? Like they haven't sinned like at least one time, bro. Like, bro, and this is out of pocket, but have you not seen Tommy's Twitter? But yeah, y'all want to treat him as if he's like the perfect human being on the planet and he can't do nothing wrong. And even if he were to make a big mistake or like do something of his own actions and that he's done like negatively towards another person, it's like, bro, y'all still gonna be like, yeah, we hear you, but like you should understand how this person feels. But like, bro, what about the other person's side? It's like, okay, we know Tommy's emotions by now, all right? What about this person right here? Do you see how that person's been treated? Like, don't you think that person at least deserves an apology or some shit? Like, what about that? Or what about me? How is it that you are willing to trust this man with literally anything, despite the amount of times, like, he's literally said things in his own way, kind of been a little bit manipulative, and then literally just trying to, like, claim, like, certain people are, like, against him or some shit. But yet, y'all don't want to even bother hearing me out, and even people who've experienced the same thing. Like, stop being a yes man and actually treat people equally. Simple as that.
That's basically that. That's really upsetting.
And it's like, bro, it's like the group's over, so it's like, why are we even still on this topic? Like, you are very late. It's like we've been way past this, and it's like every time I get a response, and this is like the 5th time, like this is not the first time, people have asked me, why is it when it comes to drama? Why is it whenever there's drama, I always gotta go and blame Tommy? Like, literally, it's just Tommy brought up to me almost every drama discussion. Like, holy shit. It's like, bro, at this point, it's clear that y'all are just playing favorites at this point. Like, you can't even deny and say you aren't, but if you want to be in denial, then that's really up to you, because I'm not gonna really try my hardest to convince you, really, because honestly it just pisses me off, and the amount of times like I keep having to think about it, people bringing it up, and the fact people still talk about the group to this day, and especially like the negative stuff. It's like, bro, why are we still on this? Like, oh my gosh, bro, like, it's just very frustrating and irritating. Like, holy shit. Like, I really tried to think about the positive memories of the group, but it's like, now having to deal with shit like this, not to mention like the amount of times where it's like, it's always got to be something negative about the group, and then it's like, people still want to talk about it again and again, or even like specific moments, and then like nitpicking a few people. And it's like, dude, you're just making it very obvious. It's like, we get it, you're biased. Like, just say that, bro. Like, I don't really get why it's so hard for someone to be so damn honest and be truthful. Like, the amount of patience I've had with every single person, it's like, and then they still take their frustrations out at me or want to claim this and that. It's like, bro, it's holy shit. Now, I do want to go back on a few things, though. Okay, so back to the part where he says where his friends get treated like shit. I mean, it's like, bro, every person, well, not every person, but like some people have been treating others like shit. But it's like, dude, why was the majority of it having to do with Tommy? Matter of fact, let's actually ask ourselves that question. Why was it always Tommy when it came to people getting treated like shit? Why? Let's ask ourselves that. Why? Why is that the case? Like, are we sure, like, it isn't? Because, like, it's not always been Tommy's fault in certain situations. But what about the times where it really has? And the fact, like, Tommy even, like, admitted to his mistakes was literally a start. It's like, okay, great. So he admitted to his mistakes. He feels regretful. He understands now. That's great. And I wish he would have talked more with that person and worked things out, because he literally did it with Thomas. Him and Thomas had beef, but yet they managed to work things out and communicate for once. It's like, and it's like after that, things still went pretty bad. I mean, it's like no one was willing to like really communicate with each other because all people want to do is just like, for some reason, it always has to be either one or two people just to bring one person down very negatively, and then a whole world war goes on in the general chat. And if I'm gonna be real with you, it's like I didn't really even involve him in situations he didn't do. Like when the times he did cause something, I would just like have a simple conversation with him. That's literally it. Just a simple conversation. And it's like, even if it is his fault for certain things, I don't put blame on him. I just try to get him to like acknowledge it, his mistake. So it's like, okay, so you did this, but hey, I'm willing to be very generous with you, just like anyone else. And then, you know, maybe you could like, you know, try to get me to know more about you, what's going on, the things you're dealing with, all that stuff. And it's like, okay, so what can we do to like prevent this from happening? Or do you have any feedback? Literally tried to do that. Like literally, like I felt like I was way too generous, but it's like I tried to be very generous, and I literally gave people like the trust that they weren't willing to have for me, which is kind of very fake as hell. But then it's like when people want to claim, see, the thing is, we want to communicate and tell you what's going on, but we can't because you're either busy or we feel like you're just gonna ban people if they say one wrong thing negative. Like, bro, you haven't even had a damn conversation with me. Like, just talk, bruh. Otherwise, why would you even bring it up in the first place? Like, how do you expect me to help you if you can't even have a simple damn conversation with me?
No, it's really just, it's really silly. Just that it makes no sense. Why you would be so judgmental on someone who's what they've only done is just try to help, like build off something they've created, and it's sad because I came here also to help you, and I've given you everyone, like not just you, like everyone, guidance, and then still they put everything on you.
You know what's crazy? I even tried to find like moderators too. I gave people like the chance who were willing to do mods, but unfortunately they were too busy and they had their own personal things going on, and that's understandable. But even then, it's like, look, I get it, and I have all my own stuff going on too, but then it's like every time it's got to be something chaotic going on. It's been always up to me to handle it, even though I had a whole ass co-manager, but he gets very one-sided. And then another hand is like, well, you already explained, because like you've also like tried helping out too. Now there have been times where you've been a little too goofy with your permissions, and there's nothing wrong with goofiness, but you do have to keep it on limit, like I advised you. But you still have like tried to help people in the way you can, and even then that didn't really go as well. So I mean, if no one else was willing really to help, then it's like there's no other options. And it's like I shouldn't really have to tell, because this is another thing I really hated when it came to like managing stuff. It's like, bro, I hate having to tell people the most basic shit like they should already know. Like, for example, the Sonic 3 spoiler situation, if you remember that one.
I think the problem is that even outside, even if you mute it outside of Discord, like you're gonna get the notification telling like where it's coming from. And yeah, you can't, yes, and in reality, yeah, we cannot look at it, which is true, but it's just like, why put it there if there's been people in this server who haven't seen it?
Well, I mean, if you haven't seen a certain, well, I'm gonna just say this right now, like if you haven't seen a certain movie and you know people are talking about it on media, you know, like common sense wise, you shouldn't look at the spoilers or try your best to avoid them.
I get that, like I know, like I really do, but there's definitely like, I don't know what to really say about it. Like, I'll admit this, I don't even know if I was going to see it. I saw it right before this new year started. I loved it, not spoiling it, of course, but I loved the hell out of it. And I knew we spoiled one part to Liz, but I managed to stop myself. and she even told me she was going to see it, but unfortunately, her aunt got sick, so yeah, that didn't happen.
I'm sorry about that, Liz. But like, regardless, and just like, you should just know, like, in generally, like, you should avoid spoilers. But I'm sorry that you didn't see the movie. I will apologize on my end still, but like, I hope you get a chance to see it.
And some advice when it comes to like preventing spoilers when it comes to like movies or games. What I usually do when I'm gonna play a game the same day, but I know media is gonna have just a bunch of spoilers, just try to stay off media until you've seen the movie. If not that, just talk to friends directly instead of to the server, because the server is most likely going to contain a mix of people who've seen it and have not seen it.
Especially
so
if
just
it's
try
in, like,
to be
the general
cautious
chat,
of
so
that.
that's why I made a specific channel for that. But like, I really shouldn't have to say, like, no offense, I really shouldn't have to like say what to avoid and what not to avoid. I just think that's something like everyone should just know generally. Because I'm gonna be honest, this is another thing I don't like doing. I don't like having to state obvious things or something like people should already know. Like, sure, I'll say it once or twice, but it's like, if people keep still asking me, it's like, bro, we've made it clear like so many times. We had a conversation and a discussion in the like VC. Like, why do I have to keep discussing it? But
May I add something? Sorry.
yeah,
Hey,
and it's like, what?
Sorry, I was gonna say, when you're done, can I say something?
Sure. Because it's like, if there's like, for example, if there's one problem in the general chat and it's getting like, you know, flooded with memes and whatnot, and there's like a problem for everyone trying to have a conversation in general, then that's why I'd be like, okay, I'll make a memes channel. So here, in this channel, you can post all your memes and garbage, okay? You just flood this chat. Well, even though I put a cooldown, but you can flood this chat with whatever. Just make sure it's not something too bad or, you know, illegal. And then it's like, even then, people could still have the same issue because memes are being put into that chat because either it's flooded or like people don't like them. And it's like, so then what else do you want? Oh, I did see a comment. But at other times we can't be in Discord so much. We do other things outside, and some doesn't think like you think. I mean, yet okay, so not being on Discord much, I did address that earlier because I even said I have a life outside of Discord, and I'm pretty sure y'all do as well. That we can agree on. Now, when you say some of us don't think like you think, I'm aware of that. And I'm not saying well, like, it really depends, but like, you can like communicate and talk to one another to like get both an understanding from each other, but like, you gotta like agree to a certain fact, to like a certain problem, if no one else like tries to like see or talk about it. And it's just like certain stuff you gotta figure out how to handle, you know. But it like, if it's anything on Discord and it's like something not too serious, or like you're getting mad because of a chat going on, for example, then like you can really just do simple things like mute it or like mute Discord notifications or whatnot. Like, I feel like that's something people should know right now, because I know people hated like notifications in general once, if not in another channel. So that's why I'm like, you could either mute or just like don't read them or respond. I never even said that.
May I add something?
But
So I get what you're trying to say this for, but oh, that's not right. I'm sorry, but the specific reason we would have a spoiler chat is for those who have seen the movie and want to talk about it. That being said, though, there is a way that the moderators can turn off like sound notifications and stuff for that one, which is by just setting that specific channel to like offer notifications and stuff. Not blaming you, just stating if we do this again for another movie, yeah, I'd probably do that beforehand, but otherwise, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
alright, I'll definitely make sure to keep that in mind next time.
Oh yeah.
It's like, bro, you know damn well there's gonna be spoilers on social media, and you shouldn't know damn well not to look at spoilers. Even if you see your notifications, you can either mute or don't respond or put on do not disturb. It's like, I don't know why people couldn't really figure that shit out for like 3 years. Now, I will admit, on my fault, I should have maybe did like a caution or something like that on the channel, so then that way people wouldn't have to really see it if they were to click on it. That is on me. But even then, it's like, you should still know better as a human being. Like, you should know certain things I shouldn't really have to tell you that you should already know. Alright? Because, like, some people did kind of lack common sense, alright? And I already know some of them are going to be offended when they hear that, but it's honestly, it's whatever, because it's like I said before, if no one's telling you shit by now that you should already know, then it's like, someone's going to definitely say it, or you're just going to have to figure it out by yourself. Like, I don't know why. And it's like, bro, are you being for real right now?
Robin?
Because I'm saying, it's like, it shouldn't really be my responsibility to having to teach you like the most basic shit you should already know if you have like a mom or dad. Like, there have been times where I felt like I'm someone's like parent, and then it's like I gotta educate them on some shit, or like let them know, like, you know how like the things you should already know, like when you're at your age, right? That your parents already taught you. It's basically like that. I have to be like a parent to some people for some reason. Well, it felt like I had to be, and it's like, I don't know why. It was, bro, I swear that shit was kind of annoying though at times. No. And it's like, dude, alright, what else? Oh my gosh.
Robin, everything good?
Yeah, it's just like, I'm just like thinking of so many things as I'm like discussing. It's like, oh, my head is like spinning a little bit. People really will just believe in anything from just one person without getting the whole story, especially in the way like they want to. They will tell them in their own way. Sometimes it's like a bit manipulative, and then it's like people will just come at you negative, thinking it's your fault this person's in this negative situation or having like a mental breakdown because of it. If they were actually willing to listen for once and just like not be biased for like 3 minutes, things would actually be very understandable. And it's crazy too, because considering the fact that Raven had to tell them the exact same shit I've said for 3 years, well, 2-ish years, and then it's like now they want to understand and listen.
Yeah.
It's like, what the actual fuck? And then it's like, oh my gosh. So you're willing to listen. So it's like you're willing to listen to the person who says the exact thing as me, but when I do it, you want to feel very negative about it or take it negatively. It's like, how does that really work? And then it's like the times where you think I make you feel negative, sad, or mad, or upset, or some shit, the next day you want to act like it never even happened to begin with. And it's like, we're all cool now. And it's like, you care about me. Yay. Yes, we support you. You know, I want to show you something funny. It's like, it's all happy in games with them, but it's like, bro, so we not go, and like, literally, I don't say this physically, but I'm in my head, like, so you don't remember what the hell we just happened yesterday, or 2 days ago, or even a week? It's like, oh my gosh. Like, y'all can't just be honest? Like, really? What happened to honesty? Or, like, what happened to, like, talking and being there for each other? Because, like, bro, the amount of moments I've been there for one another, especially, like, trying to reach out to see if they're okay and everything, they don't respond back, and they just move on to a different subject. Or else, because, like, I remember when we actually did, when it was the, that one controversy situation with one person who wasn't in the server, or not in the group chat anymore because of it. I'm not like sure if you know. So basically, we remember one of Tommy and Juno's friends, Jerry, and then that one situation when it came to like Liz and Raven.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like I was willing to get the sides from like Liz and Raven on what happened between them and Jerry, and they said they had like felt uncomfortable because of the responses or like conversations or something like that. And then it's like, I was actually wanting to help him. I literally asked him, "Do you want me to take action or figure this out?" And you know what Liz said to me? You wanna know what she told me?
What?
she was, well, I don't, it's probably not the exact response, but she was like, yeah, and because, you know, we want to be there for each other. Something like that. Like, I remember when we were actually being there for one another, or it's like if they were felt uncomfortable or something, it's like they were willing to actually talk and see if they wanted something done or not. I literally asked out of respect if it, because if she said no, and if it was nothing too bad or serious, then it's like, okay. But if it was, and you want me to actually take care of it, then it's like, okay, I'll handle it. And then when I went to go handle and have a conversation with Jerry, and to remind you, not the, because like there was two Jerrys, so I'm talking about the one that Tommy and Juno knew. When I actually went to go have a discussion, we were still halfway now trying to get to know what happened, right? And guess what happened? He just said he was gonna leave, and then he left. He didn't even let me finish the conversation or try to get his side of the story, and we just left it at that. And nowadays, it's just like people don't want to be honest for nothing, and because they feel like they can't trust someone who's willing to have trust for them, and that's just the sad part. Because then where's the friendship? Where's the friendship? No, like, where's the friendship if there's no trust for each other? Where's the friendship if there's no honesty? Where's the friendship if there's no loyalty? And where's the friendship if you're just going to be biased towards some of your friends and treat your other friends like kings and shit? And it's like, what type of friendship is that?
It's been like that for a while, and I don't know why they now just act like that.
Like, they've been so shady with me, even though I was willing to have trust for them. It's like, I don't know why, but yet they want to be comfortable around me and, like, you know, try to have all laughs and jokes and everything. But it's like, bro, where are all these laughs and jokes at in our activities we've done? Like, what happened to that? And on top of that, y'all hated the majority of jokes that certain people made that weren't even, like, affecting people negatively, to be honest. But yet you took certain terms and certain words out of those jokes and put it in your own, to the point where it's like, what even is humor anymore to anyone? It's like, I can't even, because like this is also one of the reasons why I barely even told jokes anymore, or like around that period when the group was like going down. Because it's like, I don't know, dude, it's like people just like, the way they act and treat you, and yet they claim to be your friend. It's like, bro, it's not gonna feel the same. And now today I have to deal and read this damn post. And you know what's crazy? The post doesn't even exist anymore. He literally deleted it.
He got caught and then just...
I literally responded like I responded 3 or 4 hours ago. Like, did you even watch the video or something like that? And guess what? Post doesn't no longer exist. It's like, bro, all because I made one response, now the post is gone. It's like, what even happened at this point? It's like, dude, this is what I've been saying. Like, friendships are tested. And it's like, and they can be very challenging. It's like, you gotta be careful about who you trust too, because you cannot trust everybody, even if people claim to be your friend. It's like, you really gotta watch for the signs. It's like the fact, like, because I know we even talked about how like people switch up or mature differently, and that could be, and that works in two ways. That works in a good way, but that also works in a bad way. But we're gonna stick to the bad way. Like, literally, the fact people will switch up when they claim to be cool with you or had no problems, and then they want to act like nothing ever happened. And considering this post too, since he took it down as well, it just shows the switch up is just right there. It's like, dude, I'm sick of it at this point. That's basically what happened today. So now, because of that, I can't even look at the group the same anymore. I really tried to, because even after ending it, and especially since like people were already dividing and everything, and we all seem to go with like moving on, it's like I tried to like remember all the positive memories, even if things went bad. But now I can't even look back at it the same anymore, because now I'm just gonna be thinking, oh, you know, Tristan puts blame on Tommy. He's done this and that, more drama, and then it seems like it's all just gonna come back towards me. And this is why I even said in my video, I regret making the group because of that, because of reasons like that. It's just frustrating. But now I'm about to really fully move on, because I'm just, this channel, I said I wasn't going to delete the GMC channel, but now after everything that's happened today and then everything I've been thinking about, it's like, dude, I'm not going to look at this the same anymore. So consider channel to be actually gone, just like everything else.
doing that, but like, you know, I was kind of hurt by the way you would talk to me by that time. And like, thing is, you know, I obviously don't feel that way. And like, to be fair, Brent was, I just said, yeah, I agree with you, Brent. He wrote like a whole paragraph, and like,
No,
that's all I
no.
said about him.
I know. He showed me.
Wait, what did I
Can we
miss?
not say his name?
For the love of God,
Brent?
why did you, like, dude? Okay, listen.
Okay, look,
that was
Because,
one-
because Raven brought up how you would, like, you were really upset.
Ernie, I know. He sent me the dang screenshots. He literally did. Okay? I get it. I know. You don't have to explain it. I
Okay.
literally chatted with him, okay? Because he literally messaged me on Christmas Day. I was aware.
Okay, remember, guys, this is just an open conversation. We're just explaining our thoughts and how we just personally feel. We're not like trying to attack.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm already aware of it. I'm aware. I'm aware of it already.
I'm pretty sure he didn't mean it in a way to annoy you. It's just like what he thought.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want
Okay,
to get that.
I'm gonna be, look, Tommy, I'm gonna be real with you. I did actually want to see you, like, really badly, because I just kind of wanted to be like, hey, no bad blood between us, but, you know, that, it kind of hurts when you said you didn't want to see me, you know, especially since you weren't gonna tell me or nothing before that, until, you know, just now. And Raven told me everything, and
You went to Raven to ask about if I was coming over again when I wasn't sure.
She
No,
she explained
no,
it to
this-
us.
yeah, that was months ago. I'm talking about right now. She, you know,